Good morning and welcome to BOTB HQ in Parsons Green, South West London. My name is Christian Williams, a presenter here at BOTB, and we're here to judge the latest Dream Car competition. This is the big one. This is Supercar or Dream Car plus £100,000. If you entered last week, a huge best of luck. The competition ran from the 14th to the 20th of December 2020, and just before I hand over to the lawyer this morning, once again, massive congratulations to last week's winner of the Dream Car competition, Anastasio Costarides, winning a brand new Honda E plus £70,000. I'd now like to hand over to Hannah Kent from Onside Law, who will oversee the proceedings this morning.
My name's Hannah Kent from Onside Law, and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditing company as at. I would now like today's judges to introduce themselves and, using the secure link provided, mark on the screen where they think the centre of the ball should be. The group will then come to a final panel decision.
Good morning, my name is Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee and footballer.
I'm Nigel Hicks. I've been a Supply League match official for the best part of 30 years, and I'm an experienced football administrator.
Hi, my name's Renee Hector, and I'm a football player for Watford FC Women, and I'm a coach for Tottenham Hotspur Foundation.
Hi, I'm Matthew Ray. I've affiliated in multiple counties across England, currently in Gloucestershire, and have refereed from grassroots through to professional academies.
Hi, my name is Kieran Fitzgibbon. I've played football for more than 30 years and am now a senior county referee.
My name is Chloe Morgan and I'm a goalkeeper for Crystal Palace Women.
Good morning, my name is Leo Donnellan. I'm an ex-professional football player, having been with Chelsea, Fulham and Leyton Orient.
Good morning, my name is Roger Wheeler. I'm a referee and I've been refereeing and lining for more than 30 years.
My name's Liam Walsh. I am a retired referee. I'm currently an FA observer and head coach for the Middlesex Referees Academy.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Ndonka. I've been involved in football for over 30 years, firstly as a player and then as a referee.
Okay, judges, please now come to a final panel decision. For your reference, the larger white cross is the calculated average of the 10 individual selections.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
So we've got 4 players in shot. 2 look like they're sort of challenging or more looking at the ball. We got 2 players. One, you can't really see the second blue player. And then we got the other green player who's looking down. And I suspect he's looking down at something that's going on we can't see below the waistline. So let's have a little look. And we've got this player that's sort of looking over his shoulder. And we've got Leo's and my own choice that is a bit further up. And we've got Nigel's down here that's lower. I'll draw some lines up from this guy's eyes. This is a slightly narrower band than from the other player in blue, in green. So there we have it. First of all, I'll go to you, Leo. You're up near me, up here. What was your thoughts on what was happening in the photograph?
Yeah, the 2 main players, the player in blue and the player in green at the front of the screen are more involved with this. I think the player in green for me is going to head the ball. I think the ball is travelling towards him. His body shape he's had to turn to adjust to head the ball. And I just think with his eyes, for me, he's looking quite steeply. I always say this, he's going to use his forehead to head the ball. So I just think he's adjusting his position to get his head onto the ball. So that's why I put it there, Matt.
Yeah, no, I'm in total agreement with you. And I think the ball is sort of out in front of him slightly. He's very set and focused on it. And Nigel, you're the lowest and further to the right than anybody else. What are your thoughts on?
Yeah, I mean, similar thoughts to you guys, except that I just looking at the player in green's eyes, I felt he's looking more across. I just didn't see him looking up that steeply. I do think that he is the one. I feel he's looking more direct. He's looking more towards the camera. It's not a flat image. It's a bit 3D, but I felt he's looking more down than sorry, more across than up. But other than that, yeah, agree with you both. I think we've all got the same view on the eye line of the player in blue, and yeah, I think the green's attacking the ball.
Yeah, Liam, I'll go to you next. You're in the middle of a little small cluster of three. You, Roger, and Matthew closest to the calculated average. What were your thoughts on the photograph?
Well, you got the eye line of the player in blue. You know, for me, he's quite planted. He's quite static, and he's looking, through the ball. I disagree slightly. There's two possibilities here. I feel that one is either the ball's coming into the blue player and he's planted and he's about to. You can see by the shape of his neck and everything, he may well be going to head through the ball. The other option is, yes, I agree with yourself and Leo that there's a possibility that the ball's coming in or has just left the head of the guy in green. But that's my perception on the guy in blue. And then with the guy in green, I just felt if you can put the sphere on where my cross is, please, Matt. It just sits. No, that's Nigel's. Thank you. Two greens. Yeah. It just sits right there, looking at the eye line of the guy in green. With the ball. That's where it just sat right for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Okay. And Matthew, do you have anything else to add to that? I'll highlight your blue cross there.
Not too much. I think I really focused in on the eye lines of the green player and the blue player. I think the tilt of the blue player's head gives a really good direction for him. So that's why I've sort of gone the left to right. The up and down's a bit more tricky. But yeah, I think looking at the player in green, I think he's more likely to win it. And I've just gone off his eyes to get the height.
Yeah. Ari, I'll go to you now because you're just a little bit further out, just to the right, just before Nigel's cross. I've highlighted your selection there. Have you got anything different to add to this?
Yes, I'm with the agreement with Liam and Matthew, and we have a cluster into this direction. I when I look at the pupils of the player in green, I felt that is looking towards that direction, and he's not looking that high or as low as Liam. No, not Liam. The other Nigel. Green one, Nigel. Yes, sorry, sorry. Yeah. And I followed the high line of the player in green. I felt that the player in blue is as it was said before, is very static. Actually, I felt that the ball is going towards him, and the player in green, he just missed opportunity. He was about to jump. He has his left arm trying to prevent the player in blue to come get closer to him, but the ball just passed above him, and he's still trailing the position of the ball. Yeah. And I felt the ball is coming in that direction.
Yeah, and I think that's the difference with Leo and myself being above. We believe one thing, and then I presume the rest of the panel think something slightly different's happening. So
if you put the zoom on the pupil of the player in green, I don't think he's looking that high or low. Or the black of the pupil, you see it's that is more towards that direction.
Yeah, no, sure, I understand that. Rennie, I'll take you next. You're sort of slightly now the bottom, closer to Nigel's sort of plane view. Have you got anything else to add to this?
Yeah, I'm pretty similar to Liam, to be honest. I think personally that the player in green has either missed the ball or it's gone over his head, and actually the player in blue is the one that's going to come through and probably clear it. But yeah, similarly to the rest of the guys, I just didn't feel like the player in green was looking that high. I felt he was looking sort of directly across, and then obviously we're all pretty much in agreement to the player in blue's eye line. So yeah, I just married it up in terms of where I felt the player in green was looking. So yeah, that's my view.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to remove Nigel's cross, my own selection, and also Leo's, because we're out of this sort of what now becomes quite a narrow band. And if I redraw this view up from the green player, you'll see it narrows quite a bit, and the quadrant becomes a little bit smaller. Kieran, we haven't heard from you. You now become the sort of the closest of your selections towards the green player who's looking across with his arm out. What are your thoughts on this?
Hi, Matt. Thank you. I tend to agree mostly with what people are saying. I do think this narrow band is a better eye line for the player in green. I think you've got a situation here now where you've got two of us who are nearer the player in green, two of us that are the other side of it, and three in the middle. And it's difficult to get an exact perspective. Obviously, we're in 3D from the player in blue. They both look like their faces are tense and are trying to play the ball, but it's not easy to see which one is actually for sure going to play the ball. But that's all I really have to add on what other people have said so far.
And I will ask everybody here today, because it's obviously it's a big competition. So I think it's worthy of everybody having their own say. I mean, Chloe, you're now marginally furthest out from this. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so I think my perspective was that it was the blue player who would be most likely to win the ball in this situation. I think from his kind of taut neck, the forehead, it looked like he was going to be the one who, where the ball would be landing, and the green player. I think from his body position, it looked very unlikely that he would be the one heading it. His shoulders kind of almost forward in line with his neck, and I think that'd be quite a difficult position to head from. But from my perspective, I think given that I felt it was going to land to the blue player, his eye line seemed slightly higher. But I think the balance is quite good now, from there being two below, two above, and three in the middle.
Yeah. And lastly, Roger, you're in the closest now to the new calculated average. Did you see that as the blue player winning, or a different opinion to everybody else's?
Matt, I thought it was sort of coming on, the ball was coming on to the blue player. I believe he's sort of on the ground. And looking pretty confident that he is going to win the ball. And I thought the green player, had his arm out. He was trying to gesticulate and position himself, but actually it was the blue guy that was in command of the situation. And because he was fairly confident and static, his eye line, I thought, was the best. But I think a lot of us have got the blue player's eye line correct. The green player, he's moving a little bit, and I think that probably explains why we've got a wider variation there.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, on the blue player, even if I put back in myself, Nigel, and Leo, you could see that the band doesn't change. We're actually sort of closer into the calculated average. But I will remove us, and I think, personally, looking at a panel decision, the 7 now within quite a close quadrant in the middle of here. Obviously, it's, the magnifier doesn't encompass absolutely everybody fully, but it does take into everybody's selections if we remove. It's obviously important to note that both myself and Leo do think the player in green is going to play it, and I think everyone else has sort of said they think he's misjudged it, or it's going over the top of him. So, which is probably why both us have gone high. So if we can go to a panel decision to judge on this new calculated average with myself, Nigel, and Leo removed, I'll go with myself. And I think, although I think the ball is higher, I think as a panel decision, I will vote with the 3 of us removed. Nigel?
Yeah, I agree. The circle where it is now is in contact with all of the crosses, and I think it's a good average and a sensible place for the ball.
Thank you. Renee?
Yeah, I think it's in a good position.
Yeah. Matthew?
Yeah, I think it's a fair average too. Yeah.
Yeah. Kieran?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Chloe?
Yeah, I think that's a good average.
Leo?
Yes, it's a good position.
Great, thank you. Roger?
Yeah, I agree. Happy with that, Matt.
Yeah. Liam?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and also a good lead this morning, Matt. Must
Thank
say
you.
that about you. Thank you very
Great.
much this morning.
And Ari?
Yeah, I agree with the position as well.
Okay, so we'll get this. So Hannah, after a quite a good debate, we've decided to judge at a new calculated average with myself, Nigel and Leo's choices removed.
Okay, thank you. If you're all happy, then please click submit. Okay, thank you, judges. So the coordinates selected are 1413 and 1098. These coordinates will now be passed to the auditing company assets to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will then inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process. Thank you all very much.